Well, welcome back downtown Macon. I'm sure there'll be plenty of lovebirds dining on the town tonight for Valentine's Day. We do have a few clouds starting to make their way in. We shouldn't get any rain as we go through supper time, but yes, there could be some as we go through tonight. 57 degrees right now, wind from the east at 8 miles per hour. And of course, as we were mentioning with the radar, there isn't much going on right now, but we are going to be keeping our eye out for some showers. I do not believe any of these are showers at this time. We do see a little bit of activity up towards the northern parts of the state. Recap of today. Don't know if 37 is actually as low as we got. The local Macon site did go down overnight and was down until that number popped up this morning. So while this is very possible, I also wouldn't be surprised if we maybe got down to 34 or 35. But 61 is definitely conclusive for our high today, to below the average of 63. And of course, as mentioned, if you're going to be dining out, you want to make sure you've got an extra layer, as we'll be seeing these temperatures in the low 50s and upper 40s as we continue to roll through supper time. Expecting us to all be in the 40s in terms of overnight lows. I got Macon at 42. Wind will flow from the east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our chillier spots could potentially go into the upper 30s, somewhere like, say, Sparta, maybe Forsyth. Our warmer spots, though, will be closer to that 50-degree mark, somewhere like Cordele there. So, as we now move forward, we've had some high pressure that's been moving to our north, and the location of that's important, right? Because wind around highs goes clockwise. So what you see here is that this wind is now coming in from the east, but it's running into the side of the Appalachian Mountains, which ends up forcing it more to the south. So that pushes that colder air into middle Georgia. Why is that important? Well, it can help set up that cold air wedge. We saw that in a very dramatic fashion on Wednesday with how the temperatures were before the cold front got in Thursday morning. Well, if we get a similar setup again heading into Sunday, that can once again mitigate any severe weather threats to begin the day Sunday. That's mainly the northern parts of the region. Those of us further south, we weren't that cold on Wednesday before Thursday, and it will likely be similar scenarios. Actually, might be a little cooler this time around. Let's see what we've got. All right, in terms of tomorrow, it's all about Mississippi and into Alabama. In fact, it'll actually start over in Louisiana and Texas. That's where that discrete supercell threat could be before it kind of merges up more to a line as it pushes into Mississippi. But focusing on middle Georgia, it's a Sunday morning threat, right? 5 a.m. to about 9 a.m. So that's right when this goes valid. And as of right now, it's level 1 across the board. But I would not be shocked if some of our southern counties potentially ended up in a level 2. They're also going to be keeping their eye on the Carolinas for that possibility as well. So as mentioned, clouds are moving back in overnight tonight. Now we switch back to the winds here, and you see that the showers are very, very stray in nature. So we're not too concerned about those tonight. What'll be interesting to watch, though, is you see how these winds are all out of the south tomorrow. There's a possibility that, like on Wednesday, we've kind of got that line set up around or just north of I-16, where those north of that are getting wind out of the northeast. That's that wedge. How does that end up shaping up as we go through tomorrow? Do we end up keeping it overcast throughout the day? If we get some clearing in the evening, that's not a problem. We just don't want to see much sun as we go throughout our Saturday. And there we go. Heading into Sunday around 5 a.m. As mentioned, the line of storms is coming in. The main threat here will be straight line winds. You see it is a line. The wind, by the way, out in front of the storms will be very respectable in itself, as it could be seeing gusts 35 to 40 miles per hour out of the south just before the storms get in. And then after the front, that wind will shift direction to out of the west, and we should start to see things clear out as we get later into the day. But it is going to be a cloudy forecast overall for the weekend. We may get a couple of 70s on Sunday. Your extended forecast is coming up in 10 seconds. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is presented by Volume Chevrolet. We also could get a couple spots in the 70s tomorrow. It'll be the southern locations, Wheeler County, Telfair County, etc. But yeah, we'll have the storms round us off on Sunday morning, and they'll start getting some chillier conditions into next week. And we'll have another good rain opportunity Wednesday. That one, though, not a cold front scenario, so this looks more like a washout.